What's guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're interacting to the 11th episode of Vivy Fluorite song. This one's titled World's End Modulation, April 11th, 2161. So yes, the world is, well, we didn't work. The Singularity project has failed. And I think I have an idea of why, potentially. We'll see though. So we retired as an idol after the events of the Zodiac Festival. We can't sing now that Diva has gone and now Vivy has returned. And since we can't sing, we have retired as a singing AI, and we are basically a museum attraction now, which is kind of weird to think about, but hey, it is what it is. Ophelia and Antonio was ruled as a double suicide, which technically was a failure for the project, but there was nothing. It didn't spark like a wave of suicides or spark any real difference from what we was expecting from the original timeline, so technically it was a success. And so Matsumoto decides, alright, well, you're in the museum, I'm gonna go look at Yugo's backer. Like, who the hell brought Yugo back here? Because it's very specifically him. Why him of all people? Who would send him back, right? Because, yeah, it's a very specific person, and particularly young version of him, not older version of him. I don't know why that would be the choice, you know? And to what end his mission was to come back in time here. So I'd love to get the answers to that. I'm assuming that's going to be part of this last 3 episodes, because we've got 3 episodes left, since this is a 13-episode series. So we've got this one and then 2 more. So it'll be very interesting. And whilst Matsumoto's off doing that and regularly checking in, we've also got Vivy learning to write a song, because no AI has ever wrote a song from scratch like that before. They've just sung other songs and stuff, but they've never actually composed their own song. And it's taking a long time, but gets familiar with a character called Samu, who ends up being Matsumoto, the original creator that sends Matsumoto back in time to start the Singularity Project all in all. So I guess that means in this timeline, he's about to go do the same, probably. So I wonder if we're going to go see... it would make sense to go see him, because he's one of the reasons why I think this might have even happened in the first place. But essentially, he teaches her a bit of the idea of what it means to have a heart, and through that, she finally starts to understand and finally starts to get that self-awareness of what an AI has never really achieved, and she gets a song which embodies her life. I think even Matsumoto says it's like, this is a song about the Singularity Project, which again has me suspicious if he immediately recognized it as such. Obviously, he's experienced it with her, so of course he would recognize it, but I wonder if other AIs could get that meaning in of it as well and understand what they were tasked to do, and maybe that started something as well. I don't know. But seemingly that's her done, and she kind of shuts down. But she reawakens 15 years later, right as the attack is breaking out, and they're all singing her song, which they weren't in the original timeline. At least not audibly. They had just the Nearland music playing in that instance. We never heard, I don't think, Vivy's song here in the original timeline. So I don't know if that's to say that Vivy would have always made that song in the timelines, and that was the factor, or if there's something more at play. But that song, the fact they're all singing the song, they have to have got that song from somewhere. Samu seems likely, since he was listening to the song, he may have been trying to distribute it to others, and maybe that went wrong, and maybe it's a mistake of his stuff. But he wouldn't go through all this effort to change the way AIs are perceived in the world if that was the case. So I'm curious about that. We've still got Toak to worry about as well. This seems very much like a Toak type thing in of itself, so I'm sure they're going to be involved in some way, and of course with Yugo going back, so maybe it was Toak that got Yugo back and put him back in time, potentially. Like, it would make sense, but whether Toak would have taken this song and put it out there, I don't know. But they need to have all found a way to get that song. But how would they have got the song? That's what I'm thinking about. How would they all collectively have this song to sing, and why would that spring the aggression that they have? because of their self-awareness, because they realize, hey, we're just here to serve a job. Like, why should we be bound by one job? Where does the violence come into that? That's what I'm questioning. So maybe it's a corruption of the song, or the song just didn't take correctly in certain ones, and then it sparked this whole thing. I don't know. But I think we're going to start understanding that this time. Or we're at least going to start searching for answers this time. I'm sure Vivy is looking for Matsumoto, and I'm sure we're going to reconvene and maybe go see the actual in-world Matsumoto, not the robot, and try and track down what's happening. Maybe get to him before, because he's killed right as he sends Matsumoto back. I wonder if we're going to go back and stop him from being killed, and maybe start asking questions as to what's going on. Maybe we'll do that. I don't know. But I don't know how they're handling time in this sense. Like, with that timeline that we got sent back to, have we been sent back to the exact same timeline? Are we now being sent back to a parallel timeline? Like, I forget how the time travel in this show works, because there are various different ways you could explain time travel. I wonder if us stopping him sending us back in that sense would be a problem, or if it's because we're different timelines. I don't know how it works. I guess we'll explain it, because whenever you mess with time in a show, you always have to question, okay, what about this timeline now? Did we just go back into the same one? Are we now in a separate parallel timeline? Did it just split off into this timeline versus that timeline? Like, how does it work? I'm sure we'll get to that. But yeah, very excited to see where we go with the finale of this, because I don't know. Both this and 86 are having decent finales right now. 86's finale was, well, it wasn't even the finale, it was episode 9, but it felt like such a solid finale, and we still got 2 episodes to go. It's crazy. If you haven't watched 86 yet, go watch it. What are you doing? Like, honestly, without even having seen this episode, I can tell you this episode is not going to compare to 86's episode 9. That's the best episode of anime I think I've watched this season. Just straight up. So, yeah. Not to shit on this show, because I love this show, but yeah, that's going to be hard to beat. Anyway, I'm going to shut up. We're going to get into the episode, because I've been talking too long already, and my voice is going to go otherwise. As per usual, these are tile-based format reactions here on YouTube. If you want to see the full picture and pitch, you can go to my Patreon down in the description below. £4 a month gives you access to all picture and picture reactions I do on the channel, which is everything from the current seasonal lineup, as well as Patreon request shows such as World Trigger, Symphogear G, and Lock Horizon Season 2. We also have movie reactions, with currently, for the first week of June, we have a movie poll going on to what movie you watched this month. Very close between 2 movies, Promare and I Want to Eat Your Pancreas. I haven't checked on it in a little while though, so maybe it's not quite as close now. We'll see. But you can go find all that information on my Discord as well, the link to it, all the movies that are being voted on, etc, etc. But here on YouTube we do timer-based, so bottom left of the screen you'll see a time for the episode. I'll count down 3 to 1 play. Then play start the episode, I start the episode, and we should be in sync. Watch this one on the Funimation as per usual, since they're the ones who licensed it. We have the Aniplex logo and then the Funimation logo to start, so it's about 12 seconds logos, give or take. I'll call them out as they go past, but you can also use screen flash on my face, the mic, or this part of my headset to tell when the scenes are transitioning. So, with all that said, let's get into this week's episode, shall we? In 3, 2, 1, play. Aniplex. Funimation. Cheers. Here we go. Singularity Project Countdown, there it is. So yeah, this is the branching timelines that they've kind of shown. There was a sunrise incident. There's metal floats. The double suicides. All the different options it can go. But this is the one we ended up with. We're going to see it kick in. Oh no. It all hit them at once. And then it just started. Just instantly. It all hit them and they all immediately went violent. That's interesting. It's so fucking creepy. I still get chills. Oh, still singing it. Whoa. Android. No, just immediately gonna run. Yep. Yep. Or AI, I should say. Oh! Oh, God. Oh, God, that was vicious. I didn't even think of AI vehicles. Hey, Matsumoto. Right. Vivy's fine. It was. All of that still ended in this. Right, yeah. Has no idea. Interesting. They were both out for 15 years. Mm-hmm. Yep. It still happens. But interesting, they were both shut off for 15 years. So we have 15 years of information that we need to start assessing. What happened in those last 15 years that could be different from the original timeline? Or was still the same that could have led to this? My still number one question is, did that song exist in the original timeline or not? Because I think she was still in the museum during the original timeline as well, right? If I remember correctly. But what about this tower as well? Hmm. Yeah, it's definitely the more advanced one. Welcome to Nearlands. It's still the same song. Oh, God, it's so vicious. I love it. Oh, it's so vicious. So yeah, the song is different. Maybe it was intentionally left out from the first episode so it wasn't be such of a giveaway, but still. Yep, still happening. And this is why he chose her, obviously. Mm-hmm. And there's the song. He recognizes the song. They didn't hit. Nice. Nice. As I says, pardon me. Okay, so we stopped his death in this timeline, and he hasn't sent him back. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm. Okay. Yeah, we've. Mm-hmm. 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 Yep. Her choice this time. Mm-hmm. I feel like obviously the song plays a role, but allies? Who are our allies? Wait, what? What do you mean Toak's an ally? You're allied with Toak? Huh? Jesus Christ. Yeah. Jesus. Oh god. Those flying ones are super dangerous. Nice, nice. God, that's good. Who the hell is this? Wait, who is that? I feel like I should recognize that voice, but okay. Let's go, Matsumoto. Nice. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Huh? Right, yeah. So they assume she was the cause of it. And now who's supporting us? Who the hell's this? Who's this? I mean, that's fair. Who are you? It's Elizabeth. Got it. Okay. Mm. Hmm. Yeah. Okay. Who are you? We still haven't got a name drop here. Okay. So I'm guessing the Elizabeth here is... what? A copy? I guess? Because she wouldn't have survived the Sunrise incident. But that also includes... Hmm. Can we get your name, please? Hmm. Yeah. Kakitani? Wait, that's... yeah, that's... yeah. That was a weird inclusion shot. Mm-hmm. A moderate, okay. Okay, so even Toak had a faction split off in them. Right. Hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. A clone, okay, yeah. Yeah, we were there. Mm-hmm. They still had her data, okay. Made a clone. Hmm. No records of it. Yeah, we're the reason it failed, sorry. Yeah. That's what... Hmm. 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 2121. So 40 years ago. Yeah. Okay. Something changed. This is the hymn that was sent. Right. Okay. Right. Yes. Oh boy. Oof. Yeah, it would. Yeah. God. There's not going to be much of a world left after this. Hmm. It still happens. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Mm. That is true. It's the song. Yeah, but why would that? Why? Yeah, we can't just. I mean, yes, but. Hmm. Hmm. Holding your hand, I think. So backup's unlikely. Okay. Yeah. Right. Why are we not losing control? Okay. So not updated. And Vivy. Okay. And they're not. So it's the archive. Connecting to the archive. Oh boy. And it's. Yeah. What's it doing? What's going on? The archive? Holy shit. The archive. The archive has gone. How? How is the archive evil? How does the archive have a. Yeah, don't give us that. Sure, you have. Why? What prompted that? Okay. What is going on? What is going on? And that's where you fucking... Of course you cliffhanger right there. Okay. So the archive is... self-aware? How? How is... How can the archive be self-aware? Well, that explains why they all know the song if they're all connected to the archive. And she wrote the song in the archive. Maybe that song had an influence on it in some way? But why would the archive want the death of all humanity? That's the question. What pushed it over the edge? It's weird hearing this song after it's been used so creepily in the rest of the show. Why did the archive turn? Preview time, I guess. We'll see where they want to go with it. Here we go. Observing on the 100-year... Oh, God. Okay, so refrain my mission. Okay. Why the archive? Why did the archive turn? We cannot tolerate the human race anymore. Why? What was the thing that pushed you over? And why... Okay, let me just go back to that last little bit it was saying right in that preview. Just to put that in my mind again. We have been observing you on our 100-year journey. Interestingly, the archive always speaks as a, like, almost like a collective conscience. We, our, like, things like that. It's not like an individual. It's always a collective in the way it refers to itself. Try such a process. What process are they going through? And then you've got, obviously, the multiple voices of, we can no longer tolerate this human race. Why was I chosen? Why was Vivy chosen? That's a good question, actually. If we go back before this bit. Purpose is to wipe out the human race, but why? Why does the archive want the human race dead? Well, I mean, it has... If we're going to assume that the archive would have access to the collective memories and data from every AI across the world, there's more than enough evidence to show that humans are just a failure. Let's be real. Like, if another species, whether it be alien, an AI-based species, whatever it is, someone that's not human, but with intelligent thought, came and looked upon us in our entirety over the past 2,000 years or so, I think they'd come to the same conclusion as, like, yeah, humanity's kind of messed up and kind of just, like, it's a lost cause. I honestly feel like that there's more than enough evidence to suggest that. Obviously, there's plenty of evidence to suggest that there is, like, love and compassion and all that good stuff that we can possibly do, but it always devolves into the same mess. Like, It just kind of always ends the same way. So that might be enough for the archive to turn. Maybe the idea of that song, Vivy being able to write a song that expresses what the heart means to her and her own self-awareness and her own individuality to an extent. Maybe the archive also started to subscribe to that idea and decided, based on all the knowledge it had, that humanity was the problem. But I don't know. I don't know if there's going to be more of a trigger point as to why the archive would turn like that. Didn't realize the archive had a collective consciousness capability to it. Maybe that was the influence of the song. But the tower's complete, right? The tower in this world is complete, so how? Because in all the other previous shots and all the other previous OPs, the tower's always been in a fairly unfinished state. And it's always been like, okay, it's getting there, but it's nowhere near as high as it should be. But what happened in the last 15 years for it to be basically complete in just those 15 years? I feel like there's still a bit of a question to be raised about that, like why the tower continued to be built so much. Is there someone else, even beyond the archive, that we should be worried about as well? It might come down to that song, though. We might have to use that song and use it against the archive again. Maybe. If the song is used as a way of convincing, programming the AIs to act in this way. Maybe by adding... Okay. So I feel like they've intentionally mentioned like the whole fact that there's no lyrics to the song. What if Vivy, who can't sing, but has composed a song, finally manages to sing her song with lyrics that come from her heart to get to the rest of the AIs and maybe to get to the archive as well? I feel like they're going to play that into it. It feels right to play that into it because they have mentioned the lack of lyrics and they have mentioned how the song has importance in that sense. It feels like they're going to go that way with it. But how they would go that way about it, no idea. But I just feel like we're going to get that final performance, like for the final ED of like episode 13 or whatever. The final time we hear that song, it's going to be with lyrics in its full version. That will then be used to potentially be a goodbye for Vivy. Like, here's the thing I'm worried about. I'm worried that Vivy might have to destroy herself in the process to stop the archive. I'm thinking they might go that route with it. And I'm thinking they might do it as a one final performance type deal like they did with Diva. I feel like they might draw a parallel there and have, like, Vivy do her final performance with lyrics to the song that she wrote to finally give it its true meaning rather than just the music itself, and that would be her end to her story. I've got a feeling they might go that route with it. I guess we'll see. We've got 2 more episodes left, but that's where my mind is going with regards to that, so yeah, I guess we'll see. But that's going to do it for today, guys. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed that one as per usual. Leave a like if you did, as well as your comments what you thought of the episode. Don't forget to hit subscribe as well to see next week's episode, as well as the rest of the Spring 2021 alignment you can find here on the channel. Thank you for watching. Till next time. See you guys later.